Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. As you can see today, I'm already a little bit dirty, face and hands. The reason why is just over there is Mike's S14, and we're doing some more work on that car again to get it back up on the road, hopefully by the end of the day today. However, Mike had to take off to do some errands to get some stuff that we forgot to pick up before we started working on that car. So that gave me a chance to kind of work on my car a little bit. As you know, in the past, we've talked about this wing from CT Carbon, where initially the fitment of the wing is actually pretty good. It's just the center divide, or the centerpiece, is not quite up to snuff. It doesn't fit quite right. It kind of sits up. It's not curved. It doesn't line up with the rest of the wing. Well, I've been talking with CT Carbon back and forth for a while. They already sent one replacement, which was a little bit better than the first one. And now they've sent me a third one. So I'm going to try to install that today, and hopefully it fixes the whole issue and fits really good. I'm going to go ahead and address right now. I'm sure someone's going to make a comment about how dirty my car is. There is actually a reason for that here in Southern California. It's been raining a lot. Kind of think it's Oregon down here at the moment. It's been raining a lot, so it's kind of like pointless to wash my car when I know it's going to rain in the next couple of days. But it looks like the rain might be done, which is why we're actually working on the car today. However, two things before we get started. One, if you'd like to see more automotive, particularly GTR and of course S14 content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And two, if you'd like to support the channel, I do have the JD Archer shop. If you go to jdarcher.bigcartel.com, you can see a limited sections of t-shirts I've designed that are for sale. But with that out of the way, let's see if CT Carbon finally fixed the centerpiece of their wing. All right, so here we are at the back of the car. Now, as you do know, this centerpiece doesn't fit that great, as we discussed earlier. So CT Carbon sent me a new one. So hopefully they fix the issue. I've talked to them a little bit about the shape of the trunk. Now, when I first bought it, they seemed to think that the top of the trunk was just perfectly flat. And it's not. It's got a bit of a curve to it, which there again leads me to understand that they lied to me to begin with, where they said they had 3D scanned a real wing. Obviously not true, because if they had, they would have known it was curved. So here's the new one. As you can see, there is a little bit of a curve to it. Now this one had a bit of a curve too, but it wasn't enough of a curve. So the question is, did they update this enough? Now the other issue they had with the original was this part was just way too thick. This looks like it might be a little bit thinner, but we won't know until we actually get it on the car. Need to make that tight. Wow, this 3M body tape I used last time was some good stuff compared to what I did before. There we go. Oh, there we go. Woo. All right, that's off. Let's see here, let's take a look at the new one. Yeah, so curvature is basically the same. I don't foresee this one being any better, but let's give it a shot anyways. That actually worked. So what I did is I actually had access to a set of picks. I was able to get the wires out of this hole through this hole, which lines up better with the hole that's actually on the trunk. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more of the 3M tape on the bottom of this centerpiece here. But as an idea, before I used to run it completely across the center. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to give me a little extra mass in the middle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put the body tape here on the sides. That might give it a little bit more ability to sit down farther on the trunk, because this will actually be making contact with the trunk, and then hopefully the tape will be just thick enough to make contact here on the sides. All right, now for the fun part, threading the wires again. There again, not perfect, but better than it was. The front part though, it's still sits a little high. Maybe what I'm gonna do then, cut off a little bit more of this body tape towards the front, so it just kind of favors it a little bit more. And the great thing about this tape is I don't have to cut all the way through, so you don't have to worry about me cutting the clear coat, just scoring it enough and then it'll tear. Let's give it another look. I think that's about as good as it's going to get, so let's go ahead and lock it down and we'll get a good look at it. This is still a fail for me. It just really sits up way higher than where the rest of the wing is. Like, the whole thing needs to be curved and is flat because these guys lied. So this was my last chance for these guys. This is the second redesign that they've sent me, so this is the third centerpiece I've had on the car. And you know, at the main part of the wing, like I said, it's good, it fits fine, it's good, it works. This centerpiece though, these guys don't know how to listen, and they obviously lied. They said they did a 3D scan of the actual wing and the actual trunk. They sent me videos of them doing 3D scans of like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, telling me they did the same thing to an R35 Gtr. They didn't have footage of it. That's a lie. That's just a 100% lie. These guys obviously don't know the proper dimensions for this wing and for this car. So what that tells me is they probably bought the mold or the CAD models from somebody else that did just a half-assed job on it. Now, they did a good job of laying the carbon fiber, I'll definitely give them that, but their dimensions are off. So that being said, like I said, it's a $1,300 wing, so for the money, I guess it is what it is. I mean, $1,300 is still a decent chunk of change, but okay, I know this is a bit of an abrupt change. As you can see, I'm dressed differently, I'm in a different location, and obviously there's been some time difference. Basically what happened is the GoPro did what the GoPro does and basically screwed up. When I was uploading the video footage, apparently the file got cut off and corrupted with the basically the wrap up of the video. So now I'm in here basically wrapping up the video. As you can see, I did get the Nismo wing on, the centerpiece has been redesigned, but it's still not up to what I feel it should be. The trunk of the R35 Gtr is slightly curved, where the bottom of the centerpiece is almost flat. They've curved it a little bit since I've been working with them. This is the second redesign, still not up to snuff. I did find a workaround a little bit where I just didn't put tape in the dead middle. I basically put it on the outsides only, and that kind of helped it sit a little bit lower.
but unfortunately up near the front, where it's supposed to lay deeper on the trunk, it's still popped up. So when you take a look at the actual wing, it lays very well. For some reason, that's very good. The centerpiece though kind of sits up like it has a little step, and it just doesn't look right. I see it in the rear view mirror. So pretty much to sum up, to me, the centerpiece is just a fail. Unless they're going to do a complete redesign, it's a fail. And what it tells me is they lied to me. And that's actually the biggest issue I have with the wing, is they lied to me. I specifically sent them emails before I bought the wing. I'm like, hey, you know, I do hear from other GTR owners you have one of the best wings on the market that is full carbon fiber with no fiberglass, which they did confirm was true. And given the fact that I've had that wing over 150 miles an hour on Willow Springs, I'm gonna believe them. Like, there was no vibration, the wing didn't feel like it was gonna come flying off the car. So the wing itself is a very good build. But I then asked them, you know, did you do a 3D scan on an original Nismo wing? And they said yes. They said they got their hands on Nismo wing and they had a 3D scanner and they scanned it. And they even sent me video of them doing 3D scans on a Lamborghini, which is great. That means they've done 3D scans of the front of a Lamborghini. But to me, it's very obvious they did not do a 3D scan of an original Nismo wing. And even worse than that, I don't even think they did a 3D scan of the trunk on the R35, which is why it doesn't fit as good as it should. So basically, if you are considering this wing, like I said, the wing itself is good, but realize that the centerpiece just isn't going to work. And if you see other people who have installed like reproductions of the Nismo style wing, that's what they typically do. They install the wing, they ditch the centerpiece. My guess is because they're all based off of the same mold, and people just buy the mold and then make their own version, and that's why the centerpiece doesn't fit right. The only exception to this would be the EPI N-Tune wing. I've seen a few pictures of it, like maybe only 3 or 4 people I've seen actually have that wing on their car, and it looks like it fits just perfectly, beautifully. As you know, EPI did hook me up with the carbon fiber fenders that are currently on the car with the vents, and they fit really well. I mean, there's a small little things here and there, but that's not like they're being really nitpicky. All in all, I would say it's a very good set of fenders, so it leads me to believe that their wing is also on point. So basically, if you have the $3,200, definitely go with the EPI N-Tune wing. Of course, there again, that's just based on me seeing pictures. I haven't seen one in person yet. If you don't have that type of budget, if you're looking at only having about a $1,200 to $1,400 budget, I still say the CT carbon wing is a good wing, especially for the wing part. It's just the center part is never going to fit right. So basically, I figure you're going to toss the center part and just keep the actual wing. And that's pretty much my thoughts about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go hit that thumbs up button to let me know. It does help the channel out a lot. As I did say at the beginning of the video, if you'd like to support the channel, I do have the JD Archer shop. As an update, I still have the Big Cartel address, which is jdarcher.bigcartel.com, but I've also opened up an Etsy store because Etsy lets me host up more product. So if you want to see all of the options that you have for t-shirts, go ahead and check out my Etsy store. I'll put a link for it down below. As before, if you have any questions or you feel there's anything I missed, go and post in the comment section down below. I will respond to you. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, forget everything else, focus on the finish line.